Okay, so no one goes to a Coldplay concert expecting to see a corporate scandal blow up right in front of them, but that's totally what happened at Gillette Stadium. One sec, you got tens of thousands of fans swaying to Viva La Vida, and then the massive Jumbotron zooms in on this couple tucked up in the rafters. They looked totally harmless until, they realized they were on camera. The dude totally ducked, the woman, slapped her hands over her face, and a wave of gasps swept across the crowd. Within hours, the 15-second clip had, exploded on TikTok and X, getting millions of views and a tidal wave of speculation. No one had a clue who the couple was, but everyone knew something was up. And they were so right. The internet is ruthless when there's a mystery. Digital detectives combed facial recognition sites, LinkedIn headshots, and alumni photos until two names popped up. Andy Byron, billionaire CEO of Astronomer, and Kristin Cabot, the company's chief people officer. The very person in charge of workplace conduct and building trust between leadership and staff? I know, right? The irony was, too good to be true. But there's more. Both execs were married. Both had kids. Kristin's job description literally championed transparency, yet there they were, scrambling behind a stadium railing, like cardboard cutouts could hide them from 40,000 people. Whoa, did things escalate quick? That sweet Coldplay clip, bam, turned into a headline hurricane. Billionaire CEO and HR chief caught canoodling on Jumbotron, females blindsided. Ouch. The comment section, scorched earth, I tell ya, and the memes popped up faster than you can say
scandal.
Some folks were joking the camera guy deserved the bonus, while others wondered if someone tipped him off. I mean, thousands of fans in those seats, what were the chances the lens lands on one of the richest guys in tech and his HR head honcho? No proof, mind you, but whispers said an insider nudged the crew waiting for the fireworks. Kristin, poof, gone from Astronomer's leadership page in 12 hours. Scrubbed so clean, archive sites were the only proof she was ever there. Corporate watchdogs? They smell blood. PR consultants got dragged out of bed, and investigators went through expense reports looking for any team-building getaways that were a little too close. Ex-employees jumped in, saying Andy's leadership was a mix of genius and, aggression. Screenshots of Slack rants surfaced, claimed to be the real deal. Reports, unconfirmed of course, hinted at a revolving door vibe where being smart was more important than being nice. Now, whether those claims are true, still up in the air. But the public, they weren't waiting for the facts. They never do they? Well, wouldn't you know it, Chris Martin himself, quiet as a mouse, just drops a little comment on some fan's Insta post. Not quite what I was expecting at one of our shows.
He goes and says,
I reckon Andy and Kristin were the ones with their jaws on the floor. Short, polite, but you could tell he was just as godsmacked as everyone else. The band didn't set up any kiss cam thing. This was just some random soap opera playing out for everyone to see. That one little sentence from Chris just fanned the flames. Because if the frontman's chatting, well then, the fans figure it's officially like a Coldplay legend. Andy tried to get things back on track with a serious apology, but it kinda blew up in his face. He called the whole thing a deeply personal blunder playing out in front of the whole world, asked for some privacy, and get this, blamed the whole culture of spectacle for turning his life into a viral meme. Then he quotes, "Fix you," begging for sympathy. "Lights will guide you home." Might have worked if he wasn't like a billionaire who kinda started the whole mess himself. Instead, people rolled their eyes that he was using a sweet lyric to save his own skin. And some lawyers noticed something else. Andy getting all mad that his private moment went public without his okay meant he might sue someone. Maybe the venue, maybe the camera guys, but so far, it looks like he wouldn't win anyway. If you go to a concert, you're pretty much saying it's okay if you get filmed a little. Divorces at that altitude, they create seismic ripples through share structures and investor confidence. Now, no one outside the inner circle knows whether a prenup exists or just how airtight it might be, but you know social media spectators? They've already begun running imaginary split the fortune scenarios like an armchair courtroom, and if the numbers shift even modestly, Astronomer's valuation could really rattle, and the startup vultures, they will circle. I heard board insiders reportedly discussed appointing an interim CEO to steady the helm, though no filings confirm it yet. But beyond the dollar signs, employees confronted another reality. If the CEO and the HR chief secretly blurred professional boundaries, what message did that send to junior staff? Power imbalance relationships carry special weight inside corporations. Even consensual romance can morph into career leverage, real or perceived. With Kristin overseeing promotions and conflict resolution, colleagues are suddenly revisiting every raise, every lateral move, every exit interview. The chill you feel? That's just trust evaporating. You know, it's funny how we can't help but dissect the morality of it all. Like, on one hand, there's that schadenfreude, right? Seeing the big shot stumble. But then, you feel for those families, especially the kids, suddenly thrown into this mess of hashtags and late night jokes. And social media, it just throws fuel on the fire. Each meme just pushes the whole thing further away from the truth and closer to some twisted caricature. But, the truth matters, doesn't it? I mean, who knows how long Andy and Kristin were together, or if they even broke the rules? There's talk about trips together, but who knows if that's even true? What we do know is that picture, right? Two married execs caught in a HUD, totally panicking when the cameras found them. Even Coldplay got dragged into it, can you believe it? Some fans were saying they should check the crowd feeds better. Others said there's no way they can background checkmate the crowd. And then, of course, there were the conspiracy theories, like corporate rivals set it up, which is just a bit much if you ask me. Oh, the think pieces just kept coming, didn't they? But you just know that inside Astronomer, things were probably humming with tension. I'm picturing their Slack notifications going off faster than popcorn in a microwave, right? Managers scheduling those quick huddles to tell everyone that the product roadmaps were still good? And the recruiters, I bet they were getting all kinds of questions from candidates fresh off of Reddit. And of course, the venture capital partners were probably dialing board members for updates. And even if Andy does manage to come back to his corner office, and that's a big if, what the trust issues could be around for years. You know, public scandals do fade sometimes, but the internet, it never forgets. That original clip is probably living on in reaction compilations, commentary channels, and stitched TikToks. Even if every platform deleted it tomorrow, someone would have a hard drive copy ready to go whenever the news is slow and needs some drama. That's what happens when you make one bad decision, broadcast in 4K. The stadium lights might have gone dark after the encore, but that spotlight on Andy and Kristin, it's still brighter than ever. Well, some folks are saying this whole mess is a warning about being watched all the time, proof that you can't even sneeze without someone posting it online. But others, they think it's just what these two deserve, the universe paying him back in high def for being such phonies. And you know, they're both kinda right. The news can turn into a real circus, can it? Where your good name becomes a game. And these big shots, preaching one thing and doing another, well, they're just asking for trouble. So, what's the answer? Maybe it's somewhere in the middle, where folks' bad choices meet the public's nosiness and the company's rules. Andy's got some tough calls to make. Fix his marriage, save his job, and maybe step aside so everyone else can relax. And Kristin? She's in just as deep, out of work, maybe in legal trouble, and everyone judging her cause of her HR job. There ain't no easy way to fix a reputation when it's been stomped on by millions of pixels.